testing out this suspension. You feel like Mary Poppins on that bike?
What's up, y'all? So,
What's up, y'all?
I was just doing that right there.
We received a commuter style e-bike from a company that has given me two of my favorite e-bikes. One of my favorite all-terrain e-bikes, they sent me that bike. And then also my favorite folding bike, they sent me that bike too. So I really like Vitilan bikes. Every time I get one, you know, I get a little excited because I know they try to give you a high quality e-bike. So this e-bike is the Vitilan L5. This is more of a commuter style e-bike. It weighs, I don't know how much it weighs, but this box is like 83 pounds. I don't think the bike weighs that much. The maximum weight of the rider is 300 pounds. This bike has a 500 watt motor advertised to go 25 miles an hour. I got my brother Ty with me to help me unbox this. He normally don't like commuter style e-bikes. He like moped style e-bikes or like full size all-terrain e-bikes. But
There's something for everybody.
it has a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery, advertised to take you up to like 60 miles of charge. And unlike some commuter style e-bike, we do have some suspension on this bike. We have suspension in the front fork. To purchase this e-bike, feel free to use my link and my code in the description below to get a discount. Also, I am doing an e-bike giveaway. If you want to be included in this giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the channel and comment below on what type of e-bike you would like. So what we're going to do is unbox this, go through all of the features. And because this is a commuter style e-bike, we're going to go on a commute on this bike to see what it's like. Maybe go through some grass to test out the suspension, but we're not going to do like a full-blown like off-road test because this is not an off-road bike. I can go. So this is what the bike looks like fresh out the box. Looked like it was packaged, I would say, moderately well. I do wish maybe they did more to protect the tires, but hopefully nothing is damaged. So let's go ahead and get this unwrapped. So this is what the bike looks like fresh out the wrapping, and doesn't look like anything was damaged. So the first thing we're going to put on is our front wheel. Look like we got a 26 by 2.4 commuter Kenda Quick 6 tire. It looked like we have a quick release front axle that we're going to use to put this wheel on. This bike also came with a steel front basket, and this bike also came with a box. So let's see what's in the box. All right, looks like we have our pedals, which are labeled in the front, I believe. All right, a decent array of tools. Those are not hexagon wrenches that I would use though. Not sure what that is for, but looks like it connects something. We have our owner's manual. So instructions seem pretty clear. Always like it when they include pictures. It looks like a lot of this manual is dedicated to this app that you can use. So basically you install this app on your phone and then you can access certain features of the bike from this app. It does go into some of your advanced settings, so that's good. We normally don't get that in these e-bike manuals. Our battery charger to charge our 48 volt battery. So we're going to install our front wheel. So it looks like we have an adjustable stem, which is great. I haven't gotten this on a whole lot of e-bikes, but I think I should, because that means this bike can not only accommodate different heights of riders, or it's going to try to accommodate different heights of riders, but it can also accommodate different riding postures. So that means you can ride in like a more commuter style posture. You know, this is a commuter bike. Or if you want a more like aggressive style posture, you can do that as well. We're going to rotate it around. That way, now we would have to tighten up these screws here to tighten up our alignment. So that means we're going to have to align it, and then we're going to figure out what angle is best to accommodate people who are not only, I would say I'm 5'11", my brother here is like 5'9", and then my lady is probably like 5'5". We're trying to see what angle would accommodate all three of us. We're also going to have to take this covering off here after we got our alignment the way we want it, so that we can also screw that in tight too. There's a screw inside of there too. So we're going to tilt it just a little bit away from the seat. I'll say right about there. Before we put our handlebar on, we did have to loosen up the display a little bit so that we can rotate the display around the handlebar. So we're going to do without installing this front basket because it is kind of problematic to install. So we put the top screws in first, right? And then to put the bottom screws in, or at least to get this part over this part so you can put the screw in. We would lift it up, right? We lift it up and then we try to bring it down to try to get it over that hole there. But it still doesn't fit. It's not aligned. It's not aligned enough for the screw to go in. It doesn't go over that hole there so we can put the screw in. So because we have such a small screw, this screw here is really small. We're gonna go front fork, headlight, front fender is gonna be the thing that keeps the headlight in place. So you gotta have a hexagon wrench in order to adjust the height of your seat?
What?
Ain't no way. Usually that would not be a problem because I would just buy another one of these and put it on this bike, but because of the shape of this pole, I don't think I can do that. Might just be stuck with this hexagon wrench usage to adjust the height of our seat. Let me know what y'all think about that. So we got this bike put together. It took us about 50 minutes, but that's mainly because we wasted a lot of time trying to put that front basket on. I would say this bike is about standard size for a commuter bike. It's about 5 feet 10 inches from wheel to wheel. The seat at its lowest point from the floor is about 2 feet 7 inches, and the handlebar is adjustable. I think this is a really sleek looking bike. I don't even think it looks like an e-bike really, but for a commuter, I think it's a good looking bike. But let me know what y'all think. Now, I'm usually not a fan of Kinder tires because they sometimes can be slicker than normal, but we'll see. But I do think they are very durable. So we have a decent rear rack. I'll say a rear rack like that can carry, I would say, about 30 to 50 pounds. I see now why this bike, although it seems like a light commuter bike, might be a bit heavy. And that's because of this in the frame right here. So I've had another commuter bike with this, and that is supposed to make your bike ride less shaky. It's supposed to add a certain level of stability. So we'll see. I can appreciate this more aluminum style chain wheel cover because the plastic chain wheel covers tend to break pretty easy. Get a look at our back and front 160 millimeter Logan hydraulic disc brakes. Again, we do have suspension in the front fork, and if you want to lock out your suspension, you can keep this here. If you want to open up your suspension, then you can adjust your suspension by turning it that way. Give y'all an idea of this front suspension. Handlebar width is pretty standard for a commuter style e-bike, and it is a commuter style handlebar, but the handlebar is about 2 feet 2 inches wide. Looks like we have your standard Shimano 7 gear shifter. We have your more hard rubbery grips here. We have these here which make it easy to replace your hydraulic brake fluid. You can charge this battery while it's in the bike by plugging your charger there, or if you want to take the battery out, then you use these keys right here, and on the other side you just put the key in there, and then you can take this battery out. And this is a pretty standard battery. I don't think you should have a whole lot of trouble finding a replacement. So I'm usually not a huge fan of this panel setup here, but this panel is pretty standard, so that's good. So this panel has a plus and a minus here, but it also has 2 buttons on the side of the panel. So to turn your e-bike on, we're going to press and hold this button at the top side of your panel, and then that turns our colorful display on. Looks like we do have a horn. That's pretty loud. If you click this button, looks like we have turning signals, so that's pretty cool. If I press and hold the plus button, that turns our semi-bright headlight on and our rear light on, and that rear light is also a brake light. Looks like we have a thumb throttle for throttle only. Now, if I click this button at the bottom of my panel, that gives me more information on my display. Right now, you can see my trip mileage. We haven't ridden the bike at all yet, but if I click this button at the bottom, you can also see my odometer, how long has the bike been on for, my power, Looks like we have a USB charger at the bottom of your display. So now let's go through some of the basic items on your display. You do have our battery life at the top. We did charge this bike. Our speed calculator, right now we're in miles per hour. Pretty sure you can change that to kilometers. Our pedal assist mode looks like we have, and you press plus on this panel to go up pedal assist. Look like we have 5 different pedal assist modes. Now another reason why I don't like this panel display setup is because you have very few advanced settings and they're kind of hard to get into. And that's because when you click plus, the minus button comes up. When you click minus, the plus button goes up. It's on one of those things like that, right? So trying to click plus and minus is kind of difficult. And if you press and hold the minus button, the bike will go into walk assist. So you kind of have to brake to make sure if you go in walk assist, the bike won't leave, and you have to perfectly press the plus and minus button, although you got this going on. So I'm gonna try to brake. I'm gonna try. It takes me a few tries and try to click plus and minus. See, that made our headlight go on. Try again. See, that made our headlight go on. So it's gonna take some. Hey, I did it. So this first setting is if you want to clear out your trip mileage. So if you want to clear it out, you press up for Y, and then you click this button at the bottom to save your setting and go to the next one. And we're not going to go through all the settings. This is how bright do you want your display. We're going to keep it at a 5. Click this button at the bottom right to go to our next setting. This is how do you want to calculate your speed. Do you want to do miles per hour or kilometers? We're going to keep it at miles per hour. Click this button at the bottom right to go into our next setting. This is if you want cruise control. If you want this bike to be in cruise control, you click yes. Now, while you're in these settings, you can go to another set of advanced settings. You would have to click minus and this button on the side at the same time. So I'm gonna click minus and this button in the lower right. If I click this button again, I can go into my limit speed. And so this is how fast can this bike go. Pretty sure that's in miles per hour. So we're gonna look like the fastest is 25. So I'm gonna click that button. And I think that's it. I don't see any way that you can change your pedal assist sensitivity or your takeoff speed. Okay, we're gonna try the different pedal assist modes. We're in mode 1, so we're gonna start with that. See how fast we go in mode 1 here. With this, okay. Pedal assist pretty much perfect in mode 1. See how fast I go here. All right, about 15, 16. All right, about 16 miles per hour, mode 1. Try mode 3 again. Go down this here. $18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Let us brake. Okay, the brakes are good, but you can definitely tell that you might need to put some hydraulic fluid in there out the box, because I have to push the brakes down quite a bit. Show y'all what I'm talking about. If I go fast, then I'm gonna brake. See, I have to push the brakes down quite a bit. Usually that just means it needs some hydraulic fluid, because when I do push them down, it's good. So we're now gonna switch it to mode 5. Because we have a straightaway, doesn't look like it's a whole lot of cars. Hopefully no car come out this garage here, but see how fast we go in mode 5, maybe we can hit it. If not, we'll do it later. Okay. $23, $24, $25. All right, almost 26. Great brakes, but again, just need some hydraulic fluid, but So, Vitilan Commuter Step-Through E-Bike. What are your thoughts?
I like the bike. This is a good bike for beginners.
For beginners, okay.
This is not a good bike for y'all e-bikers that know any and everything about bikes. E-bikes all the time is not for y'all. For somebody that wants to try it for their first time or wants to buy one for their first time, great. Hey.
It's a step-through.
Hey. Real easy. Number two, it's a smooth ride. Like the handlebars, are these adjustable?
Mm-hmm.
It looks adjustable.
Fully adjustable, the height and the angle.
Yeah, so that's good. The seat sucks, guys.
You don't like the seat?
Seat sucks. It's a smooth ride. It's not too jerky. The brakes are smooth. The display is nice and big and colorful.
You like the display?
The easy plus, easy minus.
So you like the panel too?
Yeah.
So what would you give this on a scale from 1 to 10?
I'm gonna give it two scores, right?
Okay.
E-bike as a whole, in general, for beginners, this is an 8.5.
8.5, okay.
And y'all e-bike enthusiasts, a 7.
So I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. This bike is definitely, I would say, almost perfect for a guy my size. But that's because I can't rotate the handlebar. And I have it rotated up quite a bit. So I can ride this bike in a more commuter style posture. You notice my back is straight. So I can do things with the other hand or with either hand if I have to. I'd say this bike is pretty comfortable. I wouldn't say it's so comfortable where I can take my hands off the handlebar. Let's see. I guess I can, but you have to really balance it. But that could be because I have this front basket on. But it's definitely more comfortable than a lot of other commuter style e-bikes that I've reviewed on this channel. Probably the most comfortable. Top 2 for sure. I will say the pedal assist is kind of interesting because you can't ghost pedal, right? So if I try to pedal here, I get nothing, you see? So it won't let you ghost pedal, which is good. So you got to give it a little something. But it feels like, go up to another mode, it feels like it's constantly stop just a little bit because it's constantly computing how hard is this guy pushing this pedal down so that I can know how much speed to give him. That's what it feels like anyway, but that kind of start-stop doesn't really take away from the smoothness of this bike. That is constantly calculating, but it takes some getting used to, but after you kind of get used to it, and if you stay at a consistent pedal, you won't feel that as much. I'm gonna go throttle only. First, I do want to mention your PAS, your pedal assist mode does dictate how fast you go on throttle only. So right now I'm going 1 mile an hour in mode 1. If I switch it to mode 3, it goes to, look like 15 miles per hour, and it's a hard stop. If I go to mode 5, looks like mode 5 might take me like to 23 miles per hour, throttle only. Let's go ahead and continue this max speed, throttle only up a hill. Pretty steep hill again, 35 degree hill. Kind of into the hill now a little bit, but not into the steepest part. Looks like we're like at 21 miles per hour going into the hill. All right, 19, 18. We're in the steepest part of the hill now. What the hell was that? 14, 12. Funny because it skips. 11. Okay, so we lost about 10 miles per hour going up a hill. Because it does not have full suspension, nor does it have fat tires, I wouldn't suggest riding this bike in the street a whole lot. And because, you know, max speed is like 25 miles per hour, you won't be able to keep up with any traffic really. Because usually the slowest road, the max speed is like 30 miles an hour at least. So if you can go 28 miles per hour, you're okay. But going 25 miles per hour, you might be holding up traffic a little too much. And people here drive crazy, and they're impatient, and they just don't like people going 25 miles per hour on the street here. I can definitely appreciate the front suspension though, and the fact that you can open it up, because you are going to get some cracks on the road like I'm getting right now. And thanks to the front suspension, it's not, you know, just completely killing me here. And it's not like a top of the line suspension, but it's definitely good enough to absorb some of these cracks that I'm having on the road here. So I do have the front basket on, but I still was not able to put the bottom of the basket on. But I wanted to ride with the basket just to see what it felt like. It does not alter your bike ride at all. Like it doesn't make your bike shaky or anything like that. So that's good. And I do have my tool bag in the basket anyway. So yeah, the basket doesn't deter your bike ride a whole lot, which is a good thing. And you can put your headlight on your basket. And just to know, if you did want to use the basket, the headlight would not go here. It will go up here. I didn't do it because I don't have the basket on securely, but hopefully they'll send me another basket. Vitilan's pretty good at sending you things that are damaged. And this thing, man, this bike handles curves. It's going this curve right here. Yeah, it handles curves pretty well, and I normally don't feel comfortable turning like this with Kinder tires, but these are okay. Yeah, okay. And I think that's because of those little, they have like a bunch of small grips on the tire, which is interesting because that makes this Kinder tire a little bit more grippy than some of the all-terrain Kinder tires that I've had, which is interesting. But yeah, the turns are pretty decent. I can appreciate how this pedal assist is constantly checking how hard you're pedaling to know how much pedal assist it should give you. That's cool. But I still wish you could change your pedal assist sensitivity, because sometimes I do feel like even though it's using your pedal to gauge how fast it should take you, I think sometimes it's still giving you a little too much. So I do wish you could change your pedal assist sensitivity, but let's continue testing out this suspension. I do have it completely open in the front. Can definitely tell it's not an off-road bike, but definitely tell it's not an all-terrain bike. But the front suspension is taking some of the bumpiness out. But I get a front suspension like maybe like a 6.5, 7.
Vitilan L5 Commuter E-Bike. I think it's a decent bike, especially if you are new to e-bike riding. I think a bike like this would be great for you. I love the fact that it is a step-through e-bike. I like this extra body that you got here on the bike because it does make the bike more stable. In fact, I think this might be one of the most, if not the most stable commuter style e-bikes that I reviewed on this channel. I still couldn't put the screws at the bottom of this front basket on, so hopefully Vitilan will send me a new front basket. I love the fact that you can adjust the height of your handlebar, because I was able to use this bike in more of a commuter style posture. The front suspension is okay. You know, I don't really expect for a commuter style e-bike to have great front suspension, but it definitely works, and it definitely delivers when you're in the street. I love the tires. Like, the tires are pretty grippy for a commuter style e-bike. Usually on a commuter bike, the tires are a little bit more slick, because I think they're thinking that you're mainly going to be on the sidewalk or the street. And because the tires are grippy, I do wish the bike went a little bit faster, because it has the tires for it. I like the battery life. Like, I went on a 16-mile bike ride. I spent like 5 of those miles going mode 5 because I was in the streets, and so, you know, I was trying to keep up with traffic. In that 16 miles, I lost 2 out of 9 battery bars. So based on my bike ride, that's like over 60 miles of charge. What I don't like is the fact that you do need a hexagon wrench to change the height of your seat, and the display in the panel. I don't like the fact that you don't have more advanced settings. I wish you could adjust your pedal assist sensitivity. Although I do like the pedal assist on this bike. The smart torque sensor really does try to take into account how hard you're pedaling to know just how much pedal assist it needs to give you. So that's pretty cool. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give this bike an 8.5. I think it's a decent bike, especially for a beginner to electric bikes. Comment below on what you'll give this bike on a scale from 1 to 10. Any other e-bike you want me to review, also comment below. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.